Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the PowerPoint and go through some things. I'm going to slow down in some important points, but I want to cover a little bit about the vibe potential. I'm going to cover the new comp plan stuff. I'm going to cover, just kind of a little bit what happened on here. And then I'm going to come back on here full screen and go and give you some marching orders. Okay. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to go solo on my PowerPoint real quick. So we should be good on that. And I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint. And obviously this is inside our Facebook group, right? I call it Boom Time. Okay, I'm just going to double check that I'm on here. It looks like I should be good. Oh, okay, so on Friday, we had a big training that I did for my team. Okay. And there was over 140 tickets sold for this, and I could only put 120 people in this room. I'm really glad that that's all we had. Okay, because it was pretty packed, to say the least. Okay, people kept coming in and that kind of thing. But it was really, really awesome. And I want you guys to understand that anytime there's the next big event is going to be in, they haven't given us location, but it's at the end of August. I'm going to do another training, and I'm going to get a room probably 3 times the size, because I know the group is going to be way, way bigger. Okay. And, so just be on the lookout. And obviously that's way down the road, but we'll keep you up to speed on that. The other thing that was really cool was there was all of you guys that made the commitment to do this, jumped on board. I got some pictures of some of the people there. This right guy, I don't know if you can kind of see him right here. This is Jose Luis Rivas. He's the #2 money earner in the company. He actually got the award for the top income earner in here. I don't know if there was an award that they did. I wasn't paying really good attention when they announced it. But the last day, this is Tony Stewart, Angie Stewart, and this is Tony. I actually don't know her well enough to remember her name, his wife. But that last night we were there. We actually had dinner with him. We had dinner, all of us, me, Tony, Angie, and Stacy. And then he actually came by and sat by. I'm going to have him do a training on the flight school calendar that he went through with us, because I asked him how he launches people and so on, and it was fantastic. Now, I wanted to show you this photo here too, and again, I'm not trying to do this. Isn't about the Mike Healy show here, but my pastor said this years ago, and I know that this changed my career. He said the only thing you really owe your people is an example of success, but ultimately it's going to be up to them to go out there and make things happen. So here we were when they invited all the emeralds to come up. Okay, so we're at emerald right now. That's about to change really quick to diamond. But I wanted you to, this is the perspective from the from the stage. And I wanted to show you this so that you kind of can put it in your head. You need to be able to picture yourself walking across stage if you want to be there. You're never going to hit a goal that you can't see. Okay. Who is that? Zig Ziglar talks about that. Now, this is not me bragging on this, but they also gave me, I achieved hopefully you guys probably did see the video in there, the top recruiter in the company. And again, there's plenty of room at the top. Okay. I wanted to try to, and I was also up for 3 other awards, but this is, again, I just wanted to push the envelope as hard and fast as possible, so that you guys know that myself, Tommy Johnson. So it goes me, Tommy Johnson, Jose Luis, and Edwin Haynes. I mean, that's the genealogy basically in a nutshell. If you guys whoever's watching this is in our team, very successful people in the industry. Okay. The other thing I earned was dinner with Holton. Stacy and I had dinner, got to have lunch, that lunch thing. And Drew Berman, I think you might be on here. Drew Berman got on here as well. And he was at the dinner, and one other person. I mean, this is Holton using my phone to take a selfie. I mean, how cool is that? And maybe I'll post the video. I took about like a 50-second video in here on when we were at dinner. Okay. Now, so that's all about me. That's all about, what we're doing. But I need you guys to start picturing yourself on stage. I need you to start not settling for average and ordinary. Okay. I've done my job. I think I've done my job. I think I've put good systems in place. and I've set the bar high enough. Okay. If you want to know how many personals I have, just so you know, I have 288 personals as of today. Okay. 288. That's a ton. Okay. Obviously I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time, but you can, and so the reason I tell you that is I know how to recruit. Okay. So when I do trainings on how to recruit, I would really highly suggest you plug in and pay attention. Okay. This isn't theory. This is stuff. All right. Now, remember I talked to you about Holton making things better each time, and he does this thing about he does this big story and analogy about the elephant, the fish, and the monkey. And monkeys basically, and he says that basically most tests are really they create a test, like in school they create a test, the same test for everybody. And let's say the test was to climb a tree, but you had an elephant, a fish, and a monkey. Well, the elephant says, well, I could knock the tree down, but I couldn't climb it. And the fish said, if I even attempted to climb the tree, I would die. And the monkey said, get out of my way, and I'm going to make this happen. So I'm obviously in the monkey category, right? But a lot of people in the company are more at the fish and the elephant level. And Holton created iBuumerang to begin with to tap into that. Okay, to tap into helping more people succeed. Now, understand this. This is not a get rich quick. This is not something that you're going to be able to just join and enroll and think you're going to make any money. You're going to have to learn some stuff. You're going to have to get better. You're going to have to learn some skills, and you're going to have to advance in life. Okay. But Holton just rolled out the new unilevel fast start plan. And I'm going to walk you through this, and your brain's going to pop because I know how to explain pay plans. And you're gonna go away with this knowing that you just got a massive raise if you work this thing. Okay. First off, I'm going to make sure there's plenty of disclaimers. We will not guarantee any kind of income. Your results are going to obviously vary. Okay. So read that again and again. But here's the deal. Okay. Holton explained both of these in good detail, and I did record these on my phone. If you want to take a quick screenshot or a phone snapshot of these videos, they're in the Boom Time group. But of the new comp plan enhancement, watch that one first because he explains what he did. And then on the one where it says watch this ASAP, he talks about the two and two is all you do, because that's the time sensitive spot thing that you have to know. Okay, so let me explain to you what this slide now means. Okay, understand that when I joined the company, and in the first 60 days, there wasn't a binary, believe it or not. This comp plan, almost identical, was there, but they had promised people before they even launched this and before they implemented the software and the programmers did it, this is what they were using to pay people. And it was cranking out some significant money very, very quickly. Significant money, okay, for a lot of people. Because here's the deal. The more people you can pay and compensate, the more excitement there is. I don't care if it's a $2 check. If somebody gets a check, the most important thing that can happen to somebody is to get a weekly of their first check. The next thing that is the most important is for them to get repeat checks. Okay. And I'm going to explain I'm going to explain this to you guys, what this means. So right now, so follow my mouse, okay, follow my cursor. At coach class, when somebody comes in, there's always the same 250 in qualifying volume. Qualifying volume means this is the volume, and I need you really paying attention when I'm doing this. So do not be, and not that I can see anybody what they're doing, but make sure you're paying attention at this part, okay? Because I need you to watch this. But when you are going after qualifications for rank advancement, this is the number that you look for to qualify. Okay, so if you need if you need 12,000 in volume to be a sapphire, I think it's 12 or yeah, I think it's 12. You would need 12 people at first class as an example, and each package would come with 100 QV. Now, what CV means is commissionable volume, meaning this is the actual dollar amount that you will earn income on or is actually placed in the compensation plan. Okay. So we know this. Previously, in the old binary, the binary that had this, what's been going on is that first class was 800, this was 4, and this was 2. But here's what they did is they redistributed this. There's no money missing here. In fact, there's actually more money that's probably going to be paying out. But what they did is they figured out a way to redistribute this money to pay more people. And when I heard this, I literally, this is not an exaggeration. I got tears in my eyes. You know why? Because I work my butt off in this business, and I try to work with as many people, and I want to see more people succeed. And I know what this will do to the people in the organization, what your checks are about to do, what stuff is going to happen if you go work this thing. Now, the comp plan, this is not a promotion, by the way. This is a permanent thing. So what's about to happen is this. When you personally enroll somebody at any of these packs, that means they are on your first generation, right? So that means that if you signed up somebody at coach class, you would make $22.50. At business, you make $45, and at first class, you make $90. It actually used to be fast start. You used to only make $80, believe it or not, and you only made $40. Okay. However, if somebody in generationally, meaning you signed up Bob and Bob signed up Lisa, if Lisa signed somebody up, fast start wise, you never made any money. All of this you see here, right here, all of this right here, this 2 through 7 is now being put into the comp plan and redistributed to people. Meaning, here's the thing. Instead of potentially one person getting paid in the binary, and I've got some PowerPoints that I'm going to explain this to you. You're going to see it, and you'll understand it after I show you the PowerPoints that I put together for you. Okay. But instead of maybe one person making a check because they sponsored somebody, if you were eligible for 7 levels of commission, that means that that 7 people, let's say all 7 people in a genealogy were eligible. Okay, so let's say you sponsored Lisa, who was on your first level. Lisa sponsored Tim, who sponsored Ray, who sponsored Ted, who sponsored Tom, who sponsored Mary, who sponsored Angie, and Angie sponsored somebody on your 8th level. If all of those people were qualified based on the just having 10 active personally sponsored, regardless of where they're placed, they could all be in one leg, by the way. Okay. Or, like in the binary, this has nothing to do with the binary. But if Angie sponsored somebody, 7 people would have gotten paid. I need to hear an applause, and I need to see some hearts or, something like that. That's how significant this is. So many more people are about to get checks. This literally went from maybe 15% of people on average in a company getting checks to probably 50 to 70% differently based on what this thing can do. Okay. So let me walk you through this. Okay. So let's say I'm going to show you what has been happening. Okay. So if you're brand new, I apologize, but I do have to explain this just so people get this. You're in good hands. You got a pay raise. Everybody got a pay raise basically if they go do the work. But the first week, if you sponsored one on your left and one on your right, okay, if you did that, and let's say that person on your left sponsored their first person on their left, and the person in the gray right here, let's say that was somebody that was what they call spilled in your group, somebody above this guy, or even this guy's placed somebody down there, right? Or somebody above you. So this is you right here, by the way. But somebody above you dropped somebody down here. Okay. So that's where that person came from. And let's say one of those people put somebody in, and that guy right here, your first person that you had on your left, put his second person in. And total volume, let's say on average right there, you have 3,200. Okay. And because you had somebody at first class on your right side that you originally sponsored, this is old comp plan. That means there's 800 in CV. So 3,200 CV left, 800 CV right. And if you made 15% on your lesser leg, because that would be in this scenario, there's lesser volume on your right leg. That means in the total week's income for you in the old binary pay plan would be $120. Okay. Makes sense? Pretty simple, right? There's more on your left. You get paid on the lesser leg volume. That's 800. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to show you the next slide. There were a total of 2 people that got paid in this scenario. You, because you had somebody on your left and right, and this guy would have probably generated a check because he had somebody personally sponsored on his left and somebody personally sponsored on his right. Okay, so you and them were the only people that probably got paid in that scenario. Now, check this out. So now this is what your organization looks like, and maybe you had some volume that carried over and so on. So the second week, you don't put anybody in the business. Okay. And the person on your right does not put anybody in business. But on your left, you've got a few people that start putting people in. Okay. So your left, all of a sudden, your power leg, your strong leg, your anchor leg, whatever you want to carry, your community leg, whatever you want to call it, starts to grow through your enrollment genealogy. Okay. And I want to explain this. You put this person in and you put this person in. That is personally sponsored, meaning those are your enrollment genealogy. This guy sponsored this guy and this guy, that's still in your enrollment genealogy, but now on your second level. This guy would have been personally sponsored by this guy, so that guy is on your second. So when he sponsored those 2, that's on your third level in your enrollment genealogy. And let's say this guy sponsored somebody. He was on your second level. Who sponsored this guy is on your third. And you get the idea. All these people that have colored heads represent people in your enrollment genealogy. This was the only person in this scenario that I'm showing you that was not in your personal enrollment. Okay. And a few more came in and so on. So your left side's growing. Now you're excited. And everybody's got a long-term mentality here. Everybody's in this thing in it to win it for 18 months, right? A minimum 18 months. But here's the problem. You had a ton of volume come in on your left side. But that second week, you had no volume come in on your right side. Most of you have been able to handle this. A lot of people have not, because they see their big leg growing, and they get tears in their eyes, and they're like, man, I put my best person is on my strong leg, and I'm not making any upfront money. The residuals are going to come. Remember, it's the big long-term residual incomes are going to come from your unilevel, your enrollment genealogy, from customers. Okay. Customers. Now, this is none of these people that come in. You are not getting paid anything for people recruiting people. This is another disclaimer. We do not get paid to recruit people. We get paid to basically when packages are sold. The packages, the codes that we give out, that's where the money comes from. Okay. But in your second week, you had nobody come in on your right side and volume on your left. In the old binary, your check would have been a whopping $0. 4 people would have gotten paid, but you ain't one of them. Okay. This can put a toll on people if they don't have a bigger mindset. But guess what, folks? With what Holden did with this comp plan and adding these bonuses, these you see these right here, these 12s, all this, just depending on what package is, depending on what dollar amount. But in the scenario I'm showing you, I'm only showing you the 12s and the $18. This is what it would look like. Same second week, but instead of you worrying about your binary, having 0 volume on your right side to get paid, just in, okay, this, I should have actually taken the word binary out of here. In just enrollment, these are what would have paid, because this guy would have been on your right here on your second level. So you'd have made 18 and 18. And this guy would have been on this guy here would have sponsored people on your third level, 12 and 12, same scenarios. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, can you see what I'm saying here? Do you understand how many more people? Check this out. 8 people got paid in this scenario, and the best part of it is you be one of them. To be blunt, you are one of those 8 now. 8 people. Do you know the difference in momentum a company creates when more people get checks? Yeah, yeah, I see the hearts and the emojis coming up. 8 people just got paid. Okay. Let me just real quick. I want to do this one more time. I hope you don't mind. I want to do it one more time. I'm just going to walk you through it one more time. First week, this is what it looked like in the normal pay plan. You put somebody on your left, they put a couple people in, you put one on your right. There was 800 normal binary. Okay. And this is not including you would have gotten some fast starts. 120, 2 people paid. Second week, a bunch of people came in on your left, none came in on your right. You had 0 volume. That means in the old binary, you would have made no money that week. 4 people would have gotten paid. This is the bonuses now that they rolled out in the unilevel, new comp plan. All of these extra bonuses are going to start rolling out to people. Do you know how much faster you're going to cover your monthly? I mean, even though people complain about with the dumbest things about the 90, do you see how significant this is? This literally almost made the binary obsolete. Now, I didn't put this in here, okay, because your head will pop if I did. But what if you put a strong person in on your left and a strong person on your right, and all of these came in on this side as well? Yep, you would have made all those bonuses if the same thing happened on this side as well, and you would have made binary volume. We basically have 3 comp plans here, just in case you're curious. Okay, all you have to do is go do your job. All you got to do is go do the work. Okay, I hope you see this. This is there's people are going to start in 60 days. I bet I wouldn't be shocked if the company's doubled in size. Okay, because this is it's already been working. It's already been growing. We already have people going into momentum. Think about that. All these bonuses would have paid out, and if they were all on this side as well, plus the binary, plus the volumes for all these packages, and the volume for all the packages on that side, would have now made binary volume. What this did is made the binary not be your focus and your hindrance to make any money if you put somebody in on a strong leg. Boom. How you like it now? Okay, real quick, make sure you watch those 2 videos I talked to. I'm not done yet, by the way. We're not even done yet. I'm not even, I'm going to show you some more money. It's another place. But here's the deal. Make sure you watch those 2 videos because Holton made an announcement that if you got your 2, okay, so I gotta show you this real quick. I'm going to go, I want you to see something here. Okay. Holton made an announcement that here's the deal that if you this is so if you're watching this recorded on YouTube, if it's April, or I'm sorry, April, May, if it's May, this probably doesn't apply to you. But Holton said that anybody that gets just 2 people personally sponsored, one on their left, one on their right, basically got my two at coach, class, or higher, instead of needing 10 to be eligible to get paid all these 7 levels, which is what the normal comp plan is. If you get 2 by the end of March, or I'm sorry, by the end of February, which is when I'm doing this right now, recorded, you will actually be eligible for all 7 without having your 10 yet. And if you get 2 more in March, you'll be eligible for all of April's at 10, all 7 levels. That right there is what's going to blow this thing up. Okay, to pay, because more people are going to have checks in their pockets because of that. Can you guys handle any more or not? I'm just double checking. I hear my wife playing It Takes Two in the background. Apparently she's watching it on the other thing. Okay, who wants me to blow their brains with the Vibe launch? Go ahead, give me some more likes and emojis just for fun. But check this out, okay? Holton got his Lamborghini wrapped It was obviously unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, by the way, he got his Rolls Royce wrapped too. And I went up real close to make sure that it wasn't a Bentley like I thought. It's a Rolls Royce. How insane is that? Who wraps a $500,000 car? Alton Bugs does. Two of them, basically, right? These are the things. And somebody had a Beamer. There was a Beamer that was wrapped, and they got a Tesla that was inside the event the entire weekend. Okay, this is crazy. But watch this. You're not going to sleep after I show you the rest of this, because I on the plane on the way back, I was doing all this. Here's the deal in the comp plan. These are bad slides. They haven't released the new one yet, but rideshare industry is massive, right? We all understand that. Transportation industry alone, 1.2 trillion, getting people from point A to point B. There's 16.5 million people that make up the gig economy. Okay. People, I think Angie Fairfield, I know you posted something that was great what you posted. I hope I get this right. But Angie posted on one of her posts on her wall one time. I saw it. People are not looking for a second job. They're looking for a second income. This is what the gig economy represents. Read that right there. A labor market characterized by the prevalence of short-term contracts or freelance work. I've signed up every single Lyft driver that I've taken a ride with. Okay. Here's what they're doing. Here's what's separating it. They're calling this the R3, right? We're going to have the ability to earn when somebody drives, when somebody rides, and when somebody signs up over riders. Okay. Here's the markets. 1, 2, 3, what do we got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 markets. They're open. They're ready to roll. They said that their whole goal is they want to have 1,000 drivers in each market. And I got some crazy ideas on how to get drivers coming up. Okay. I'll make sure we get everybody up to speed on that. But check this out. Okay. Another disclaimer, because here's where you're not gonna be able to sleep again. Another disclaimer. This was posted. It was a bad slide, and I took a picture of it, and I did the math on the plane. Okay. Check this out. Okay. Here's what they said. They put this out. They showed a slide, and I'm going to pull up the numbers for you in a second. That if you recruited somebody to become a driver, and the average ride fare was only $15, times that driver's rides per day, and times how many days a week they decide to drive, the company is paying out 3% of that. Okay. Here, and it'll show you the weekly and the monthly. And hopefully I got my slide up to where you can see that. Okay. You'll be able to get that. I'll explain it to you if you can't see over top of the Be Live thing. Check this out. So this means that if you signed up 10 drivers, 10 people for free, a driver's free. Remember this. A person who wants to be just a driver is free. Now they do have an overdrive thing, but I would suggest that you try to sign them up as an iBuumerang rep, because then they'll get all of the benefits. But there's that option to just be an overdrive driver. But let's say you just got 10 drivers, 10 people that you gave codes to, the Vibe driver codes to. They activated, they went through the system, and so on. They started driving, and they averaged $15 fares. Only 5 a day. That is totally realistic. The driver that I signed up on the way to the airport on the way home, I think he said he does 25 a day minimum. This is realistic. 5 days a week. Okay. At 3%, your weekly income would be $112. If you can't see that, that's $450 in monthly income. What if we doubled that and you got 20 drivers over a period of time that did 5 and 5 at $15 fares and a 3%? That would be $225 and $900 monthly income. Are you seeing this? Monthly, weekly. Obviously, no income claims are guaranteed. Your results are going to vary. What if you got a little more aggressive and got 50 drivers? Just think about that, 50 drivers. Do you know how many millions of people are in those markets that I just showed you? No wonder they want to go after these markets. 50 drivers at 15 a fare, 5 days, 5 days a week, five per day, 5 days a week, 3%, $562 a week, $2,200 monthly income. You just with 50 drivers, you paid off you probably, I mean, definitely if you live in Ohio, you can get a very nice house and pay off and have that as your mortgage payment. Paid for. Paid for. What if you went out and got 100? Who can think big? 100 of these people. 100 drivers is not unrealistic if somebody works at it. I couldn't find some very good slides, and there was way too many people to put on these PowerPoint today of all of the people in our organization alone, just on the team. At that training I did, 25 people stood up that had over 100 customers. I think Sasha Swift, you might even be watching this. I don't know if you are, you're watching the recording, but Sasha has, I bet Sasha's already signed up maybe 400 Vibe drivers. Okay. Sasha, check that out. Okay. 500 people let's say, okay, because obviously you got to work the numbers. It's a numbers game. Let's be realistic. Okay. But think about this. If she's working towards that, if somebody's working towards 500 drivers, meaning you went out, you got some people, they applied, they went through the process, and let's say these people do that. The coolest part is a lot of these people you're talking to, especially if they're current or existing Uber drivers or Vibe drivers, just giving them another option. That's all it is. The reason people drive for Uber, they drive for Lyft, they drive for some of the other competitive companies is because if a rider picks that service and it tweaks their phone, they get an alert, and if they're in the area and they can take that, it doesn't matter if they're an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or a Vibe driver. They're doubling down on their chances of driving somebody. Look at that number right there at the bottom of 500 drivers, 22,000 monthly income. Again, no income claims are guaranteed. Your results are going to vary. I'm going solo with you guys again. Do you understand what you have your hands on or not? I mean, I'm just stunned at what these guys did. I've been in comp plans before where I've worked my butt off and made no money or little money for what we put the effort and time into. This one, if you work this thing, I'm just telling you, if you work 2020 like your life depended on it, like your hair was on fire, whatever you want to say, you won't be able to count the money. You'll have to weigh it. Okay. I mean, I'm going to be so aggressive at going after this thing. This is not rocket science. I have put so many good systems together for you guys to get this message in front of people. The company does daily presentations. There is absolutely no excuse that you can't go out there and crush this thing. I mean, crush it with a K. Crush with a K and an exclamation point. Because I graduated with like a 1.2 grade point average, so that's why I spell K. Crush with a K. Do you who's excited about this? Make some comments down below. This is the biggest thing that I promise, that's network marketing's ever seen. There's nobody. We're not competing against other companies. Just so you know, we are not competing against other network marketing companies because we are not. We're not even really a network marketing company. That last slide I showed you of the overdrive drivers. Do you know how much it costs to get somebody? I actually had, while I was eating dinner with Stacy, Tony, Angie, and we were watching, and Jose Luis walks there. Scott, the guy that's in charge of the entire Vibe Rides thing, walked over and said hi to us and stood there and talked to us for about like 10 minutes. And I was like, the potential that you have to go out there and generate a real residual income could happen faster than you've probably ever experienced or done in any network marketing business you've been a part of. If you've ever been in one. If you've not, good for you, because you don't have all the baggage that comes with it. A lot of people are just sucking their thumb because they're going, well, if this didn't work, or I was in this one and I did this and so on. New day, buddy. New day. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to put down the pom-poms and put on a helmet and get in the game, because this train's a rolling. You're going to either get on the train and go with it, or get run over by it. That's what I'm saying. I can see you guys are excited on here. I see a bunch of the comments. I'll probably go through and watch this, make sure to understand what we did here. But do you see how simple this comp plan just became and more lucrative? When you can pay more people for doing the same activity we've all been doing to begin with, that's why this is so exciting. So here's what here's your last marching orders, last bit of marching orders. Make sure you get people on your team to watch this video. Get them on here to watch this video. If you've got people that quit, call them up and said, watch this video like your life depended on it. And if what Mike said on here didn't trip your trigger, light your fire, your wood's wet anyhow, have a nice day. Not a big deal. Making a lot of money ain't for everybody. It might not be for them. That was said to me a long time ago by somebody, and I went, yeah, I think I'd like to have some money. I think I'm going to go work this thing. But I am just positive that if you go work this thing aggressively, put some urgency on this, you're going to be so happy it's not even going to be funny. Okay? Promise. Are you guys good? Are we excited? Okay? Watch the ranks explode on this as well because of what's happening. Ranks are going to explode. More people are going to get promoted. It's just get together with your team. Make sure they watch this. Watch it yourself a few times when I go through the comp plan, and you'll be able to blow this thing up. This is not rocket science what we're doing here. Go give people free codes. Go after the travel sites. Find some drivers. Find some other people that want to make money doing the same thing. Okay? Love you guys. Mike, do people still make money on their binary like 15? No. Angie, you still make money on the binary on the 15%. It's just the volumes are a little different than what they were. Yeah, you're going to be able to triple dip basically in a nutshell. You'll be able to get paid on your left side and your right side through the fast start bonuses, but the binary will still always just look for lesser leg, stronger leg volume. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So thank you guys for being on here. Make sure that if you got people that haven't seen this, make sure they watch this. Okay. I'll post this out. I'll push it out. Make sure everybody gets copies and so on. But you guys are awesome. And I'm telling you, if you'll do today what others won't, you can live tomorrow like others can't. Peace. We're vibing. We're going diamond, right? You too. All right. See you guys. Thanks.